Hey y'all, I hope everyone's doing amazing. It's 8:11 as I begin recording, so I thought I would do an energy reading just to see what this Lionsgate portal activated for everyone, to hopefully better make sense of what you're experiencing, what you're going through, what you're releasing, what you're stepping into, etc. Now tomorrow is a galactic activation portal day, and I want to read something to everyone to help each of you better understand the energy and purpose of galactic activation portal days. I know a few of you had some further questions about that. So portal days are energy nodes between common Earth time and galactic time. These are time wave intersections that facilitate the reception of cosmic knowledge. On portal days, two distinct perceptions of reality are intertwined and linked together. It's the 28-day lunar rhythm which intermingles with the galactic heartbeat, causing for universal wisdom to spiral down into our day-to-day life or conscious awareness. The frequency of galactic activation portals is best understood as a tangible presence of number 7's vibration, which makes life surprising and pregnant with meaning. 7 days it takes the moon from one phase to the next. Approximately 4 times 7 days lasts one full lunar cycle. The 4 indicates the 4 elements: fire, water, earth, and air, or the 4 directions, bringing energies into form, preparing the vessel for the 7 to descend, into dense physical matter. If you add the numbers of the 4 corners of the Zolkin chart together, you get 28. Continue to count 4 corners by moving diagonally towards the center. They will always add up to 28. Within an Earth year, 365.25 days, almost exactly 13 cycles of 28 days are contained. There's an interesting numerological connotation to the number 28. Lunar energy, which vibrates to the number 2, duality, meets galactic energy vibrating to the number 8, the symbol of infinity. 2 plus 8 makes 10, symbolizing unity, 1, and power, 0. So, with galactic activation portals, you're being invited to accept an invitation. A joker is given to you. The cosmos is inviting you to receive a great energy, to become a vessel for the divine. Let yourself be carried away. Participate and flow with the river. To fulfill your destiny, you are given access to a surplus layer of energy. There is important transformational work for you to complete in this lifetime. Feel grateful and honored to get support from the whole existence. When you have found the courage to trust life, when you take on the challenges existence offers you in order to develop necessary skills and talents, when you have learned to enjoy surfing waves far bigger than you, when you can allow to be possessed by life itself, then you have become an invitation yourself. A galactic activation portal wide open for anyone to enter through you. All right. So I hope that makes better sense. So basically, galactic activation portal days is a major chance for your conscious awareness to greatly expand and your perceptions of all things to be drastically transformed in such a way that allows you to break free from limitations, programs, and imprisonments you have previously been held down by. The veil is extremely thin between the physical realm and other realms, meaning the spiritual realms, the cosmos, any and every realm you could ever think of or know about. So information is more easily accessed and integrated into our conscious awareness to then begin implementing within our individual signatures, okay? So when you gain new knowledge, it doesn't just integrate automatically and the transformation is complete. You go through an integration phase where you are implementing this new knowledge or wisdom, applying it every day through moment to moment to moment, through your thoughts, your deeds, and your emotions. Okay, so all three of those things working together towards the same goal daily eventually adds up to this space where you find yourself effortlessly stepping into that timeline that resonates with the knowledge you have channeled into your conscious awareness. So what you have realized then becomes actualized through applying the trinity of yourself, thoughts, deeds, and emotions in the same direction, okay? That makes you an embodiment of that exact frequency. That is alchemy. So this is like accessing ancient knowledge that allows the true alchemist within to perform the miracles of transmutation. Okay, we all have this potential within us. Just remember that it takes the remembrance of the very magic you hold inside of you to begin this process. And you must be patient with yourself and understand this is a transition from one reality into another reality. Okay, and it needs to be consistent from moment to moment to moment. You won't be perfect at first, but each day you practice. Practice makes perfect. You get better and better and better until it seems to be effortless, because now you are the embodiment. Okay, and then that change begins to shapeshift around you, and you're sometimes perceiving like things are changing outside of you, but first that change takes place within you. Meaning your thoughts, your emotions, and your deeds, right? That's the very things that print your outer reality. The outer reality is merely an illusion created by you, your consciousness. You are seeding your outward existence. So I have said this numerous times. If you want to change something outside of you, the quickest and easiest, smoothest transition in doing so is to first transform the world inside of you, because that's the very influence of everything external. If you're constantly trying to force things outwardly outside of you to change, you're gonna create a hell of a lot of resistance, and you're gonna become extremely frustrated, and you are going to feel defeated until you remember to change the trajectory from within you. Okay. Whew, that was a lot. So this Lionsgate portal, starting around, before it even began, this is the day outside of time, July 25th, is when the Lionsgate portal really initially opened. Okay, and this was a deeper awakening for every individual on this planet. And this is a free will choice to surrender to this awakening that is happening. You can either surrender with your free will and allow the process of transition and transformation to take place, or you can choose through free will not to surrender and to experience that dense resistance to the change, which becomes extremely uncomfortable. So the Lionsgate triggered exactly that, a transition. And again, I just spoke of the number 7. The number 7's here, and I see 717. So I feel like on maybe the 17th of July, and this might only be for select few, or maybe 717 means something specifically to you. Also see 313 here. So 717, the 17th of July, something, which was the twin flame activation portal for physical unions. But this also, if you're not on the twin flame journey, this is more so the activation of the inner union process you've been navigating to become solidified outside of you through that anchoring within. So this transition is supporting the deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. So, there was a conscious expansion, a new realization, an activation of a new way, a new system, new downloads for new systems, etc., that supported the expansion of consciousness, which is our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. Okay, so we've been in this integration process of implementing said activation to our daily lives, okay, moment to moment to moment, which supports the integration in such a way that we're able to become the very embodiment of this new understanding. So integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. Okay, and as you're working through this integration process, it triggers things to come up to the surface in order to be purged out of your system. A lot of forgiveness is needing to be attained. This is more strongly forgiveness towards self more than others, but you may be needing to forgive others so you can then extend forgiveness towards yourself. But eventually this integration process leads to coherence, right? Which is our ability to harmonize the frequency of our heart with the frequency of our mind for an optimal ability to create the reality we desire. So if your heart and mind are not in agreement, okay, your deeds are going to be contradicting. None of those things are going to be in alignment. So you're going to fluctuate between realities and timelines outwardly in your experiences until you align the heart, mind, and your deeds to be in harmonious unison, meaning they support the same goal, frequency, timelines, working together to weave that into your experience. That's when you truly become an alchemist, transforming lead into gold. You take something negative and transform it into something positive. Okay, so this is like a supercharged awakening that is like happening at rapid speeds, right? Almost faster than you can consciously understand. I don't know, there's this acceleration that the Lion's Gate triggered in order to course correct everyone who was off track to begin getting back on track, facing their true norths, their soul's true reasoning, purpose, and pathway in this life, the reason why we decided to experience this physical reality. So all of this has taken place in order to anchor an experienced reality into physical matter on Earth. So with this activation, there was a slowing down. Okay, things seem to have slowed down, and that served a very strong purpose, okay? This was to get one in the flow with nature. Things were put on pause, okay, because things still were being woven. So it wasn't time for transitions to happen outwardly. So any delays experienced in your outward reality is because the time was not potent enough for that experience to be birthed into creation, the full expression to be reflected back physically, because there were some minor adjustments needing to take place, right? And that really has everything to do with, I spoke about purging. Now, this does not rule out any kind of purge. This could be mentally, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, physically. Most likely all of the above. This was really like slowing down in order to nourish yourself to rest, to take better care of your body, to prepare your physical vessel for this physical transition to even have room to occur. Because it needs a safe landing place, clear of clutter, in order to exist as a more permanent experience. And also slowing down is what allows one to truly make sense of or understand better the intuition speaking, okay? Because there's like baby steps here with the slowing down, taking action, following the intuition before it makes sense. But if you're constantly busy and in your mind with all the chatter, you will never hear those intuitive nudges. You'll never feel the intuitive nudges because you're too distracted, okay? So really, this is all about surrendering my will to thy will, not micromanaging or trying to control everything. If things are not going your way, it's usually because there is a much higher will at play, a better plan to unfold that's in service for your highest best good, and possibly way greater than you could have ever imagined within your mental body to come into play. All right? Now, I'm seeing that through the slowing down, some hidden knowledge was surfacing, causing everyone to look a little bit deeper. So lost wisdom, I heard memories. So memories from past experiences that were distorting present circumstances, causing one to see things from the eyes of the past, from a distorted lens. That was needing to be cleared, but first recognize, to see the pattern playing out before you, to recognize the illusion, okay, in order to set your eyes on things above and truly take control to co-create this new reality. Because everything outside of you is merely it's something you have printed from the quantum field, okay? Everything is literally a mirror of what you've been printing in the quantum field as an experience, okay, through your thoughts, through your emotions, and your deeds. That all adds up to a timeline. It builds momentum to an experience timeline for you to anchor into a denser vibration called matter in your material world to play out as an experience, okay? So there was a need to lift the veil on many illusions. Many of you probably have been questioning a lot of things, which is very positive. Anytime you're questioning things you have long believed in or have done a certain way, that's a very good indication that your consciousness is expanding. So don't feel bad when you are starting to no longer feel you resonate with one way of being that you have used to experience up until that point, or ways you have lived up until that point, okay? That is a natural process of transition and evolution. And if you never do that, then how are you to ever evolve or move forward or progress into something much greater than ever before? So, many of you could have felt defeated over the past couple of weeks, and a lot of fear could have came up, okay, regarding transition and change, where you were forced to really just surrender to change rather than resist it, because there really was no other option at that point. Now, remember, whichever course you take, either surrendering to that change or resisting, it all serves a purpose, okay? So never beat yourself up. We're all on our own unique evolutionary process and timelines that we're experiencing. But this was a lesson in understanding that there is an invisible team of souls around you willing to support you upon request, to call them in and help lift the burden of all the weight being put on you, to help you make sense of things more clearly, to show you the way, a higher way, a a smoother way. And also to call in and accept support from your soul family members, which many of you have met along this journey, like on the internet. Most likely they do not reside physically in your environment. And that's the whole purpose of meeting these individuals in the way that you have, in unconventional ways, aka the internet, was to have that true support that you needed in order to feel fully accepted, supported, seen, heard, and loved in the ways you've always craved. Because without a support system on this journey, you can find yourself getting stuck real quick. You can feel yourself being lost easily. So that support system is highly pivotal and important, and reassuring. It helps you to keep going. It gives you that strength, that motivation to keep pushing for better for yourself, encouraging you to expand rather than to contract. So what I'm saying is there's a crossroads. There's two timelines that everyone was trying to be one foot in one timeline, one foot in the other. So that's the fluctuation there everyone was experiencing. And this is a decision to choose a timeline, because both of these timelines are not able to coexist together. They're so far apart in frequencies that to be 1 foot in one and 1 foot in the other, whichever one you're more strongly in is the one that you're going to pull in, because they both cannot be experienced in a way that is harmonious. You must choose one because they're very drastic in frequency. So this was a time to detach from everything externally in order to go within and recognize the truth, to see the underlying pattern of things you are participating with energetic exchange. So anything you give your attention to is called an energy exchange. So this is most likely thought forms, if anything, but to really just recognize the ways in which you exchange energy, what you give access to you, okay? This was a spontaneous transformation of recognizing these patterns in such a way that allows one to put the past to rest for good, okay? Because it's the past that creates these illusions. It's the past that causes one to not make a decision and stick to it. So if you want a dream or an experienced reality to materialize into physical form, it really causes you to have to make a firm decision and stick to it. And there is no, I will get to this one day. One day this will be the right time. No, the time is now. Lionsgate said, no more procrastinating. The time is now. If you want change to happen, you're going to have to surrender to the changes that are required, or else you're just going to be on that hamster wheel getting real nauseous from all of the spinning in circles. So this requires one to pay attention to the signs around them. If you really observe your environment, you can piece together the pattern of what you've been printing in the quantum field in order to have those things outwardly to even observe, right? Okay, and that's where you truly step into power and allow yourself to rise above the illusions that you are a prisoner to these circumstances, that of which you have created, okay? So then you're able to make a decision that's most likely opposite of what you're experiencing and begin feeding and printing that new experience from moment to moment to moment through your thoughts, emotions, and deeds every day until they build up enough momentum that you seem to suddenly step into a new reality, okay? And that's where what you have weaved then becomes visible. That requires you to expand beyond your current expectations of what you're already experiencing, that you already know you no longer want to experience. You must Okay, this process requires you to let go of all you have ever believed to be true in order for your consciousness to expand, for you to recognize and remember your power to construct a whole new reality. Your true power you have over your day-to-day life, and that you've always had, and that the very power that created everything that's around you now. Okay, for so long people have rejected this aspect of themselves, and really this is the crossroads many were at. Was, are you going to open your eyes, truly remember and awaken fully to your power to influence your reality and the circumstances, experiences around you? Are you just going to continue to give away your power, to remain asleep, to close your eyes and live in denial and allow external influences to decide for you what you're going to experience through you not choosing to step up into your power? Okay, and I'm seeing that a lot of this had to do with inner child wounds, early childhood experiences and patterns where many first experienced rejection, and where distorted programs of one's self-worth came into play, okay, which has influenced the ego to view life and approach life from very distorted lenses, okay, that were not in resonance with one's heart and spirit. The mind was given all the power, but there was also walls around the mind in such a way that did not allow the mind to expand beyond what has already been taught, beyond whatever it's already been programmed to believe, whatever it's been imprinted to expect, right? So questioning all these things, removing the veil of illusion, seeing how all these things have influenced you, created a breakthrough where one was able to step into deeper self-worth, to understand their worth so much more, that the sky is not the limit, our mind is the limit. Our self-worth does not rely upon anything external to us, because everything external to us is what we have created. Therefore, the self-worth we have believed about ourselves until this point. Okay, so this expansion of self-worth, this remembrance of self-worth, has allowed many to step into this deeper power, the power that you have always possessed, the power to harmonize the mind, the heart, and the spirit together in order to create much better in your material world. By first creating the very platform or frequency within you to start projecting that outwardly. So everything, when I say everything's a mirror, it's a projected image you have imprinted outwardly. So whatever you believe to unfold for you is going to unfold because you have projected that from your consciousness. Everything is consciousness. Whatever you expect to happen is going to happen because you have projected that expectation. Whatever energetic exchange you've taken place with or participated in with your mind and emotions and through your deeds is what determines what's printed and projected outwardly. So if you are in two realities with mind and heart, whichever one you're denying has ever existed or exists within you, whatever you're running away from, is going to be experienced outwardly, because resisting something alone is such a strong projection of the very thing you're in denial of. It has no excuse but to show up outwardly for you to then accept. And with acceptance births true freedom, because then you can truly set yourself free from that circumstance you were running from whatever you've been in denial about, through your acknowledgement and acceptance to how you participated in that creation allows you to then begin focusing your attention, your energy, and your time in a better direction for you, okay? So until you're able to accept something, to take accountability and responsibility for that which you have created for yourself, only until then can you move past that experience into a more desirable experience, okay? That's very important to remember. That's when you're truly taking control to co-create a new reality. That's when the divine masculine energy truly steps into full power within you to show up and support the feminine's needs, the feminine's true desires, okay? To make those desires transform into an experienced reality or timeline. Okay, y'all, I hope this makes sense. I hope it resonated with everyone. Please let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions or if you just want to let me know it resonates. I love you all, and I hope you're doing amazing.